You want details? Fine. I drive a Ferrari 355 Cabriolet. What's up? I have a ridiculous house in the South Fork. I have every toy you can possibly imagine. And best of all, kids, I am liquid. So, now you know what's possible. Let me tell you what's required.
Our email address, lifeadvicerr@gmail.com. Again, lifeadvicerr@gmail.com. Ceruti and Kyle with us on a Wednesday. What's going on? Actually, we teased it a little bit earlier, so let's stay in this. Let's stay in this a little bit. You, Kyle, I don't know if it's funny that you said it, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe are you at a stage where you want to reinvent yourself? Like Woj, maybe.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just, I'm usually here in vacation mode, and now I'm here like and just like I got to plan the next thing I'm doing like for the rest of my life, sort of deal. And like in both times, people are a lot nicer here, and also I've been way more afraid here than I ever was walking around LA. So like
what are
I'll
you
be
talking about?
Like I'm in a Dunkin' Donuts, right? And
you run that place.
Everyone, it's absolutely not. I don't even think anyone, I'd say maybe 0.005% of Poughkeepsie even knows like what I've been up to. So like it's which has been wonderful, But like I'm in a Dunkin' Donuts, and everyone's like just talking to each other, strangers. I mean, it's great. And then at the same time, I'm on Main Street, and I'm just like 10 times more head on a swivel than I ever was on Hollywood Boulevard, and I can't really explain why. It's just a feeling. I'm just like, I remember what happens here. So I don't know. It's just still full of excitement. Every day is like a new adventure.
Does it feel crazy just driving around and being like, I live here now?
Yeah, I'm wondering when I'm gonna stop just listening to the radio, because that was like my one thing. I'd come here, it's like I'm not listening to podcasts, I'm not checking in. I just drive around, listen to WPDH, and I'm like, all right, when are you gonna figure out what the hell you're doing every day, man? You're just listening to the fucking drive time radio. The drunk guys are calling in at 1 o'clock. It's like, come on, let's figure out maybe a little bit of a routine. But like my shit hasn't even arrived from LA yet. That's gonna be like next week. The movers are taking their time, but so like I just haven't even had
repeating the Harley Davidson shirt.
You could say that.
That's all right. It's a good one to have.
I think this is big enough I could throw a hoodie under it. I might even be like a hoodie under a big button-up guy. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Anyway,
has the word gotten out that Kyle's back in town? Like, are people hitting you up?
People are showing up. People are showing up. They basically know I'm either at my dad's or my mom's for the most part during the day if I'm working. They're just showing up. So it's been great.
Nice.
Love seeing that smile on your face.
Thanks.
All right, let's get to some emails here. Music. Did your brother do the music for the new show? Yes, he did. How many different cuts did we have going? 3?
There was like 5 different tracks we were potentially choosing from, and then I liked one, and I kind of chose that one. I just
some of us just did what Ceruti said. Yeah, some of us just said whatever you say, man.
Yeah, I did sort of put my foot down on that one. I don't usually do that a lot, but I was like, I think this is the one. This is why. And then our guy Francis made the intro with it. I'm like, it looks awesome and it sounds awesome. The vibe is right, so why change it?
I'm into it, and obviously I'm biased, but my brother was fired up to provide some of that music. We're probably layering some different things. I remember we tried a monologue with music once, and that didn't go over well at all.
Yeah, it did.
Just
you were big into music. You were like in a big music bed phase. For a while.
The problem is when you don't have any music that's licensed to your pod, pickings can be slim, be a little slim. And so, that was something that was just like, hey, is there any way we could maybe get a song or something, like something that I like,
It's always remind me back at the radio days when it was, it'd be like, we do a segment. It's like, hey, just fade up the NFL films bed if we're talking about football that day.
Yeah.
throw a little.
I love that. I love that music. Even when Red Zone goes like off the air and it's like, what do you do with a drunken sailor NFL version? And it's just on in the background because we were testing the equipment the other day. So the Red Zone was on in the kitchen and I just liked it. I liked it. I didn't even turn it off. I was like going up and down the staircase and it was just on a loop the entire time as I was waiting for the late game. And it was just, the first night before the big game, it's like fucking coming out of the tunnel like Hardy Warrior. That's how I spend my free time. All right, run clubs. A couple follow-ups here. 6'4", 210. That's a lot of size. Basketball comp would be maybe a mid-career Joakim Noah. Not great, but can still give you some run. I love Noah. Love him as a player. Love him as a person. I don't even know. Hung out with him.
Have you heard? Have we told the Joakim Noah story on the pod?
When he destroyed the protein shake in the worst possible.
It wasn't him. It was his buddy, right?
His buddy did it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, in the studio at ESPN. His buddy just goes to shake a protein shake and the top wasn't on it.
Oh,
It just
shit.
exploded all over the equipment, all over the room, all over the studio. Not great. Not
And
great.
there are little
But
like stickers everywhere, no food and drink, and
oh
everyone's
yeah.
sort of like everyone's like, listen, we'll just be adults about it. We can
Do you
bring in a
think
fucking water, and then that guy does that, and it's like we gotta
do you
have
think
a
Joakim Noah's
revamp of the rules.
entourage cared about that sign? Nope.
Of course not, and neither does like talent either. But it's just
No.
like everyone's like, but it's gone okay for a while, and now it's like we're back to square one, and it's like we need to
Yeah.
have a talk, just a little refresh on the no food and drink rules.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Somebody got yelled at, and it wasn't Noah.
right, right.
Noah was dying laughing. He looked like a 12-year-old. He was like, this is the funniest thing in the world. And it wasn't like in a punky way, even though it kind of at its core was a punky thing that he just looking at his friend who fucked up so bad. But nobody could say anything to him because he was doing a car wash and he was famous. But I can tell you, a guy hoping to crank out 22 hours that week got a talking to, and he didn't even do anything. It wasn't even his protein. All right. Like Ceruti, I used to think run clubs were stupid. That's until I started training for a marathon. I started showing up to the Saturday long runs because once you start getting into it, 10, 20-mile runs, it gets hard to map those out. And oftentimes these groups have pre-mapped routes. I was skeptical, but the first thing I noticed once I started with them is they push you without even trying. I was running these long distances around 1 to 2 minutes per mile faster than previously, simply due to me not wanting to get lost in my own competitiveness. First marathon is in a few weeks, and I'm hoping for the 4:20, 4:30 mark, and would be disappointed if it took five hours, barring an injury, of course. Well, thanks.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the point, like, there's always going to be somebody who's holding back in the run club, right? There's always going to be the fastest guy who's not quite going as fast as everybody else because he has to like stay in the herd. And, that was the point of the last email was that he'd have to stay with his girlfriend this whole time. And that's kind of a bummer.
What do you think of like the accepted social norms of meeting people? Do you know you'll never do? Like Kyle,
We could say run clubs is not happening.
Yep.
Just for the exercise.
who's the least likely of the three to join a run club?
Well, it's certainly me. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's like, oh, geez, was that a heart
Might be
attack?
me.
Maybe you better get out
I
there.
think
You know
it's
what I mean?
me.
No.
I don't run.
Yeah, but you look
don't
like
run.
out of all three of us, you look like you might.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I did say I was sneaky slow in the past. So I don't know that. I think I would
Still
not
can't
join a
believe
run
that.
club.
Captain of the football team is senior year. He's sneaky slow at safety.
I was not. This is now we're getting carried away.
Wait, so Kyle was the captain of his football team, though, right?
No, I was defensive player of the week. I got the shirt to prove it, but
Big
I
deal.
wouldn't say I
Yeah.
was a captain.
Did that shirt make it in the move, or do you put that in the carry-on just to make sure?
That wasn't in the carry-on. I'm hoping it.
Have you
it
worn
stays.
that? You've worn it once, right?
Yeah, I wore it once.
Well,
But I think it was laundry day. Anyway,
just can't
you know,
believe
that one's more for me. That's
How
not
about
for
that?
everyone else.
Of the three guys on this show, the only guy that wasn't captain of his high school football team is me.
Crazy.
Who would have ever guessed? All right. Let's talk
Non-ball
about
knower.
relationships. How can I address this politely to my new girlfriend? I will go by Sam, and we can call her Gabby. Well, that doesn't sound like it's going to work out from the jump, but we'll go with it. Hey, guys, love life advice. Some stories make me literally laugh out loud as I listen to it all at the gym. I have a question for you around if this is an acceptable thing to bring up to my new girlfriend. Stats, 6 foot, 215 pounds, 27 years old. Gym stats, can max bench 240, but I'm typically doing 225 for 3 sets of 5 reps. Not trying to bulk up it much anymore, so I'm fine sticking around these numbers. Okay, great. NBA player comp, Marcus Smart.
That's
solid
it, or is
defender
it-
and passer.
Okay.
Act as the soul of the team, too, despite not being near the best player. When opposing teams see me shooting a three-pointer, it's a victory for their defense. But when they are going in, it is backbreaking for them. Do you also try to end Steph Curry's fucking season by ripping his arm out of his socket at the beginning of the year? And then holding up your arms going, what? What? Back to the question, rant over. Is this appropriate to address with my new girlfriend, or how can I go about addressing her politely without offending her? Gabby and I have been dating for about 2 months now. Things have been great. Our humors, plural, go well together. She's beautiful. She's in great shape. I'm very happy to be dating her, exclamation point. We recently, after a handful of dates, finally completed the final step in that dating process, if you catch my drift.
Nice.
I think I got you.
Sounds like a 30-year loan.
Congrats, man.
Finish the paperwork there. It was great, and the chemistry is definitely there. There was one small thing I did notice, and it is still bothering me. While literally there is not a thing that could be wrong with her body anywhere. Built like Sloane from Entourage. If you know, you know.
Yeah,
Nice, dude.
Callback.
Wow. Sloane, high approval rating on the show. Didn't even know that. I could not help but notice that on her chest, Gabby has several, 2 to 3. So that's more than one. Several is. So we're talking. Gabby has 2 or 3 long hairs on each side of her chest, maybe an inch long each.
Yeah.
I've been with other women, and I've never run into this
What
before.
color, man? Blonde,
That
I'd just say forget about it. If it's blonde, I'd just say, just
It's not
train
even hair.
yourself.
Yeah,
Train
it's not
yourself
even-
to forget about it, man. But if we're talking dark hair, I could see how you'd write an email about it.
Just a thick, gnarly
She's
black
Italian. We put it this way. She's Italian.
tree root of
Yeah.
a side chest hair, or I don't know. Well, I guess side would be oblique. She literally doesn't have much other body hair. Am I shallow for even caring? Should I just let it go because things are going well? Is there any way to address this politely to her at some point without her getting offended? If so, please let me know. Hey, bro, if we had easy ones for you, I feel like a quick tweezer would go a long way. Please let me know. You all right, Kyle?
I'm just thinking. I was thinking whether I should say it or not, but I think I can. But again, this is me being married. We've been together for years and years and years. Sometimes when like she's got something going on a little long, I'll just making sure she's not walking by. I'll just like think. I'll just and but like not actually pull it out. Just like get a little traction on it, so she
Little
feels
tension.
it.
Man.
Yeah.
Reduce the
and
drag.
and not say anything. I'll be like, "What? I love it." And then
I'm sure she loves
it
that.
gets-
I
you know,
love
gets-
it.
No, but obviously, it gets addressed like within the next 24, 48. But
Yeah.
I haven't come with a great way to like mention it, so I don't. I'll just like give it a little traction, and that's it. I'm not saying
fine.
this is correct, but
But you're married.
I know. That's why I said I
as
preface
am
this
I.
thing.
You can't. There's no.
I'm safe,
We're
yeah.
talking maybe years of you just. This is just something that's going to have to happen without you saying anything. Like like when you're comfortably maybe like engaged, married, or even like years of dating, okay, and you're comfortable in that spot. You're still in that weird place where like it can go either way. It also sounds like you're like really pumped to be dating her, which is great. And if you throw something like this in there, like you just never know, and you're probably going to regret it because it's not
You
something
certainly
that
have to wait.
actually matters. It's not something that really matters, Like, you may think about it here and there, but it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It does remind me in college we did have this girl who was kind of around, who was known to have.
Finish it, dude. I mean, what the hell are you trying to say?
2 to
Yeah,
3 several individual chest hairs. She was known for that.
A specific part of the chest, like maybe around the nipple area. And she was like known for that, which I always used to think like that's such a bummer. Like all these dudes know that you have hairy nipples.
college
And
is
she
a
was
tough time
good
for
looking
that.
too, which is crazy. But
Why is that
and so
crazy?
I don't think anybody's saying anything to her about it, I would imagine.
I'm wondering, listen, you certainly have to like wait it out a little bit. You said you just sealed the deal. Like this is just revel in that and focus on the good for now. I'm wondering if you could like, while you're sealing the deal again one time, you could just be like, you know what I mean? Just don't say anything, but like, just like
pull it out of your
Oh yeah.
Like a little fur ball, like a cat.
Yeah.
That'll go.
Even-
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Wait, but even if it's not true, like you could, I don't say you have to actually get it there, but you could just be like, make
That's
it seem like it
insane.
happened. And then like she'll take a look, and that's you're not saying anything. It just happened. You're being a good sport. I don't know, man. This is tough. I mean, this isn't.
It's a
black and
very
white.
tough one. Yeah, you're right.
I'm
That's
just
why
trying to
we're
give you
saying-
something.
It's
I'm trying to give you
It's a
something.
hard ignore. It's a hard ignore
Yes.
until like further notice. You're doing fine. She's hot. Sounds like you're out kicking your coverage. You like everything else about her. This is not something to make a big deal out of at all.
I think the only move is the zag, like the John Moran over, where you just next time maybe things are heating up, and you're just like whispering and be like, "Oh my God, I love your individual 2 to 3 long chest hairs," like so you're complimenting them, and then she's probably unaware, doesn't realize, and then she's like, "Oh my God, what are you talking about?" And then you're like, "Oh, I like them," and then she's like, "I don't," Boom, problem solved. But she thinks you complimented it instead of criticized her way too early in the relationship.
What if
Ceruti
you
doesn't
guys
like
get
that
spray
idea.
tans? What if you guys the spray tans? Don't you have to shave if you're getting a spray tan?
Not your entire body.
Oh, I
I
don't
mean,
know. I
unless
never
you're
got.
well, I guess there's probably guys in New Jersey screaming right now, being like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you do."
yeah. What are you, an idiot? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And Saugus, not just New Jersey. All right. We got another one here. This one's a little tougher. This one is another complicated.
That one was kind of tough. So
Yeah, starting really tough here. All right, love the show. 26 years old, 6 foot, 182. Love it.
wow.
Player comp Derek White.
Wonder.
Incredible third, fourth option, but when asked to do more with the ball in my hands, you will see some real flaws come out. Our rec team has some former all-state players, so I'm happy to hit corner threes and occasionally run the floor. The problem, my sister won't stop kissing my son. My son is 4 months old, but this issue's been going on since we brought him home from the hospital. My sister's 33 years old and has no kids of her own, and no, they're not normal newborn kiss on the head type of kisses. These are full open mouth to mouth kisses. I've wondered if she's ever gotten some tongue involved. Oof,
That is, yeah.
well, he has
Not
to
normal.
explain it to us so we understand, the audience
Yeah, yeah.
understands, but I don't want to ever read that sentence again. For context, my sister lives about 6 minutes from me and my wife. Sister's an incredible cook and is very often making dinner for our family. She probably makes us 5 meals per week, most of which are more than enough for dinner and enough for lunch at work the next day. It's a huge bonus. No cooking and dishes for us, but we get homemade meals and not having to spend money eating out. So this makes the situation a little sticky. I don't want to offend her and have less meals delivered to us, but this kissing has gotten out of hand. When my wife mentioned to me that this was a serious problem, I told my sister, with sixth season coming up, we don't want anyone kissing the baby. She said, "That's a great idea!" Exclamation point. When I walked into the next room, she proceeded to smooch him. The final straw came last night while I was at my rec game. We won 113-61. Dude, 113 in a
God
rec
damn.
game?
There's no mercy rules in rec games. That's
Nah,
crazy.
it's like Loyola back in the day. My sister delivered some chicken Alfredo with bacon and garlic bread to my wife. Whoa. You don't like Alfredo at all, huh, Ceruti?
No, I'm saying I think the kissing is going to continue if that's what's going to be on the menu.
With a side of
Oh.
smooch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got no problem with it at this point.
She walked right into the house, grabbed my son from my wife. My wife said he might be sad because he's teething. My sister then kisses him on the mouth and puts her finger in his mouth to feel his teeth.
Oh my God.
No, I actually think the second part isn't that abnormal. You don't check babies for their teething?
Not other people's babies.
Coming off the street. I mean,
I'm
usually it's
constantly
like
checking.
coming off the street.
I was at the
Touching
farmer's market
doorknobs?
yesterday. I was like, "Ooh, they're coming in good." I checked out 3
Let me get my hand in there.
Yeah. How's it going? I'm Ryan. Oh, we love the pod.
Another
What's
week or
going on
two.
with your kids' jibs? Let's get in there. How do we stop this behavior without meals getting impacted? She's pretty easily offended. And if I approach this the wrong way, I could see her being upset. Not upset enough to make a huge deal, but enough to subtly stop cooking food for us. Any advice or guidance is appreciated. Well, you guys are the married guys. And Ceruti, you.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
Ceruti,
is
you start, buddy. I don't know.
Yeah.
no. This is like a legitimately reasonable request. My wife was way more into it than I was about just like, hey, when the baby comes home, because we had our baby, our first kid, in the middle of COVID, and so like
And
things
happy
were, everybody was
birthday.
kind of on edge. RSV was bad. Thank you. Yeah, she just turned 3.
I have that in
So
my
like she
calendar.
was really like, hey, no one, I don't want anyone's face around the baby. So she was kind of the one that was like being the no kissing police kind of thing. That's definitely way more relaxed with the second one, but it is like a legitimate concern.
The second one's smoking.
Listen, we just leave her alone in rooms at times. It's fine. She's great, but it's tough because I think the play is you might not like this, but I think the play is like the kids again get a cold at some point, right? And then after the kid gets a cold, I think you say, hey, we got to put our foot down. Should pass a lot of germs around. There's a no kissing rule now. So that way you could at least blame it on something. If you do it out of nowhere right now, it's going to feel like a personal attack to your sister. It's going to be bad. Hopefully it's a minor. I mean, my babies get sick all the time, and they're usually pretty minor. And then you get sick. It's super fun. Love it. I was just sick for like a week and a half right before the show started.
Yeah, you still sound kind of shitty.
I
buddy.
still, dude, I'm not to be
Yeah, you
gross.
don't look
I
good
have
at
not
all.
blown snots on my nose the way that they're looking these days. It is unbelievable. Like, it is actually insane. But neither here nor there.
During the holiday season, though, you'd be amped up.
Hopefully. I mean, you'd think
Yeah.
my immune system would be better, but it just has not. I've been sick more in the 3 years of life that I've had kids than I was literally in my entire life combined. Literally. So I'm just a weaker human now. It's great. So anyway, back to the original thing. Wait for the kid to maybe get a minor cold. Just say, hey, we got to put our foot down. Like we're just worried about the kid getting sick again, so we don't want any stuff. And that's kind of how you do it, and not really have it be a personal thing to her.
The one thing I'm seeing here is this is your sister. This would have been like I feel like we've heard a version of this email where it's not putting fingers in babies' mouths or it's something else, but it's just like it's my mother-in-law, it's my great aunt, it's my great like my wife's aunt. Like you have a direct line. You should be able to be like, is it his first kid? You can be like, hey, listen, it's our first kid. You know how it goes. The second kid, we're just we're a little bit overcautious, and I just think this is a thing that would make us all feel comfortable if we could just not have it. This is your sister. I know you're like, you don't want to have a tough conversation and you're like, I don't want to get my free. It's like she's not like forgetting that she's giving you free meals and like all of a sudden it'd be like, oh, like this has to stop because you mentioned something to me. This is your sister. I don't know what kind of sister you have. You say you live 6 minutes away and she comes over all the time. This is something that I think they can handle, especially if it's your first kid. You can be like, you always hear like people are a little crazy about their first kids. We're just whatever. Do you mind this? We're just making it a hard and fast rule. Whatever. The neighbor's doing it. You can make up some I guess she's 6 minutes away. You could say this, the neighbor's coming over and getting in the baby's face. So we're just trying to like, put a small new rule in place. But this is your sister again. I just think you got to consider what kind of relationship you guys have.
But he said she's easily offended, which I think we know who that person is, and I think we know how it's going to go.
It's not going to go well, right? I mean, a lot of times when we have these things presented to us, I kind of default to like, well, who can get away with telling the person they want them to stop doing the thing? Is it the husband or the wife in this case? And since, it is kind of weird that you were there to see your son's first kiss, but if you look at it like your sister can mess with you, you're still her brother, like this is more, since she doesn't have kids and she's 33, I think is what he said. Like, this is so much more than just a nephew. This is like, oh my God, like my brother has a baby, and like people freak out about babies. People drive hours on weekends just because someone had a baby. I mean, I don't know if Six Flags towards the end was like, do we just tear down the rides and have babies everywhere? And then we'll get back in the black here. But I think if you were to blame the wife on this one and not have the
having a wife is huge.
Yeah,
it is.
This is part of marriage, is that like, all right, who's taking the hit here? And then the wife doesn't actually have to have the conversation. So all you have to do is the brother and go, look, I think she's crazy, but
oh yeah,
like you got to chill out on making out with my 4-month-old son. Like she's worried about germs. I think Ceruti's ultimate advice on this one, though, like germ police cranking up. We got Halloween, we got Thanksgiving,
it's gonna happen.
We got right into Christmas, right into New Year's, President's Day, for Christ's sakes. I mean, we're on fire. So
print out an article that says like, hey, right, RSV is tough this year. That comes out every year. Just give it to her and hey, this is going around. We just really want to be protective of our kid.
Boom.
Yeah. Or blame your wife.
Yeah, this article has her going nuts. There you go. Now you got it all into one little package.
Yeah.
Shout out to being married, dude. Sometimes
just print out something.
Falls in your lap.
I saw this on the Atlantic the other day. It's like why 5-month-olds shouldn't make out with grown women.
I disagree, but this is what the Atlantic says.
I think it's bullshit, but Ben / something thinks it's a great idea. All right.
On Blue Sky.
Yeah, that'll do it for us today on the show. Thanks to Ceruti. Thanks to Kyle, as always. Make sure you subscribe and check out our YouTube exclusives as well. The Ryen Russillo Show, part of the Barstool Network.